Good afternoon, beautiful people on this beautiful, beautiful planet we get to call home for such a tiny amount of time. There is no suffering after thought. Once you let go of all thought, there is no fear, there is no worry. How you doing, buddy? There is no anxiety, there is no depression, there is nothing there. The only thing that makes you suffer is thought. Without that there, without that in your life, there is no suffering. Suffering ends at the end of thought. There is nothing there. The only thing that's there at the end of thought is peace, is stillness, is love, is an activated heart. There is nothing there. People can do whatever they like. People can behave however they like. People can judge, people can have opinions, people can be negative. If you don't allow that through thought, it can never affect your life. It's impossible for anything to ever affect you for the rest of your life if you let go of thought. Thought, mind, ego, they're all the same thing. So when people are talking about let go of mind, you've got to die to ego. It's all the same thing. Thought, it's just thought. You've got to die to thought. You've got to let go of all thought. Suffering ends at the end of thought. You can do whatever you want. Whatever you want. And nobody's going to do fuck all as long as you're not in your own thoughts. The only way that anybody can ever affect you, the only way that you can ever suffer is through thought. If that isn't there, your suffering ends. Like that. This is not some fucking fairy tale EBGB shit. Try it. Sit in silence. Watch. Sit in silence for 5 minutes a day, especially before you go to sleep. And watch how much your mind ticks over. Watch how much fucking nonsense it generates. It's absolute bollocks. But everyone's living from thought. Everyone's living from mind, from ego. And it is absolute fucking nonsense. It doesn't mean anything. Thoughts just appear out of nowhere. Just like your heart beats and your lungs breathe. They're meant to generate thought. It's just that we've been so conditioned by past programming, past conditioning, what your mummy has told you, what your daddy's told you, what your mates have told you, what your friends tell you. That's what our ego is. Our ego is just a collection of past programming, past conditioning that makes us believe that's who we are. And none of it ever has been, ever can be, and ever will be true. So that's your emotional mind. That's the mind that generates shit, nonsense, negativity. Where the anxiety is, where the depression is, where the fear is. That's in your emotional mind. So your analytical mind is the mind that you use to do your work. Maybe you're doing uni work or you're doing work at your work, whatever it might be. That's your analytical mind. So when you take your mind up to, take your mind up to the sun. Think about the sun. Shut your eyes, think about the sun, think about it blurring heat out. Think about it all like a big ball of fire. But that's your analytical mind. That's your mind that you do that work with. That isn't the mind that you can shut that off. But that's not the default. The default mode is the emotional mind. The default mode, when you're not working, is the mind that'll take over every aspect of your day. It'll take over every second of your day if you allow it. It's that mind that you want to shut off. Your emotional mind. The mind that generates all that negativity. Because none of it is real. And the only way that you become aware of this is by sitting in that silence. Is by sitting in silence and watching those thoughts appear. Watching those thoughts appear out of nowhere. Once you're aware of it, once you're aware that them thoughts are appearing out of nowhere, and you're not just aware of it, you truly know that those thoughts don't mean anything. Those thoughts could be generating absolutely anything, and they do. Once you get to a certain point, you'll realise that those thoughts could be saying anything. Those thoughts are just appearing out of nowhere. So they could be saying absolutely anything. It's just that your past programming, your past conditioning has put them set of words in order for your ego to suck you back in, because your ego wants control. That's what the ego craves. The ego wants control over everything. So you'll notice that when you get sucked back into it, then you're in it. Your thoughts are in. If your intention in every moment is not to listen to those thoughts are just appearing out of nowhere. They don't mean anything. They may as well, the thoughts that just appear, they could be saying absolutely anything to you. They don't mean anything whatsoever. It's just that we're programmed to believe every thought that comes into our head. So it'd be your intention in that moment, when that thought comes up, let it be your intention there to know, I refuse to go down that rabbit hole. I refuse to listen to something that isn't real. I refuse to listen to those thoughts. Because you become aware that those thoughts are just, they're coming from nowhere. They're just made up. They just appear out of nowhere. So that awareness, once you're aware of that, then it can be your intention. You can set your intention there. I refuse to listen to those thoughts in every single moment. And once it is your intention, you break the thoughts off quicker. You don't go down them rabbit holes. You're not thinking about something that happened 20 years ago, a week ago, a day ago, because they don't mean anything. Once you don't go down them rabbit holes continuously, then behind that there is no worry. There is no anxiety. There is no fear. There is no depression. It doesn't exist there. There is nothing there behind thought. There is just peace and stillness. Suffering ends at the end of thought. There is no, all these people around here probably stuck in thought, probably stuck in mind, stuck in ego, stuck in the chatter that goes on in people's heads, and none of it is real. And this is people don't want to sit with that. People don't want to that's awakening. That's true spirituality. That's what all the texts lead to. Die to your ego. Die to thought. Die to mind. Suffering ends at the end of thought. If you're one of the thousands of people on this page, you're here for a reason. You're here to hear this message. You're here to realise that you never have been, never can be, and never will be the thoughts in your head. They're just something that just appears out of nowhere. What mummy told you, what daddy told you, what your friends tell you, none of it means fuck all. When you get to that point, when you realise that there is nothing to fear, there is no worry. Once you get to that point, that's where peace is. That's liberation, isn't it? It's a beautiful space to be in. There's nothing anyone could ever do or say. Somebody could come up to me and tell me, fuck off, you ginger prick. The only way that can ever affect me is if I go into my own thoughts. Can't affect me any other way, can it? Suffering ends at the end of thought. Doesn't matter what anybody does, anybody says, anybody. Doesn't matter. If I went up to that man with bald head there, said, oh, you baldy, he'd probably might have a reaction to it. That's just thought. It just comes from thought. Somebody might have called him a baldy 10 years ago and he doesn't like it. I don't know, but do you know what I mean? He might have done some work and he doesn't believe his thoughts. Everybody's different. But when you know that you're not the thoughts in your head, and I'm not speaking to anybody else, I'm speaking to the people on this page. When you know you're not the thoughts in your head, you become you become very few of the population. You become about 0.1% of the population that realise this stuff. And it's up to you to use that wisely. To use that knowledge and that awareness, once it truly sets in and you truly realise that, to spread that message out into the world. So that other people can awaken to that. Awaken to the belief that they're not the thoughts in their head. And if you have ended your suffering, if you have come to a point where your suffering's ended, then maybe now it's your time to spread that message to other people. To let other people know they're not that they're aware of that. That they're aware that they're not the thoughts in their head. I think Baldy might have I think his ego might be smashed a bit. But yeah, there's nothing anybody could ever do. The only way that you can suffer is from the thoughts in your head. It's impossible to suffer without that. It's not possible. It doesn't exist. It's not there. And you can stand in your own peace and your own stillness. Knowing that it doesn't matter what's happening in the world. It just doesn't matter. It becomes irrelevant, guys. It does. It becomes so nothing means anything. There's just pure aliveness. There's life. Here, in this moment, in every single moment of the day. There's just pure aliveness. Without thought. Without mind. Without ego. These moments of just standing watching. I don't know why everyone seems to have come to a standstill around here. No one's moving. These moments of pure stillness, in these moments it's just beautiful. It's absolutely beautiful. And I want that for everybody. I want everybody to be able to give up thought, to give up mind, to give up ego. Because there, in those moments, there's just peace. There's just life. Everything comes alive, everything just pops. There is no suffering there. You can't suffer without thought. It doesn't happen. Your suffering will end at the end of thought. It doesn't exist. There is no fear, there is no worry, there is no anxiety, there is nothing there. I promise you. Anyway, it's time to crack on with the run. Hope everyone has a fantastic day. Namaste.